Hey everyone, Coach Teresa here on co-parenting and how to resolve conflicting parenting styles between co-parents. This is part 2 of a probably 3 or 4 part series. I haven't really decided yet, but before I get on with my topic, yeah, I changed shirts and I actually changed backgrounds too. You might notice that there is yellow in the background to match my shirt. See, that's the beautiful thing about using these fake backgrounds. And like I said before, it's either this or this, and I just don't like it. But there's a place for this too, and that's coming up soon. Anyway, let's go back to this background because it looks better. I could use this one, but you know what? I'm going to go with this one. So anyway, let's talk about these lists. In the last video, I talked about 3 lists, okay? Make a list that represents your choices of decisions parents must agree on. Now, this isn't the list of things you have problems with your other parent. It's the list of things you think you should always agree on that need to be aligned. Then make a list of the choices and decisions that you think parents don't really need to coordinate on. And then finally, make a list of things that you think you could concede to the other parent. Okay. So I want to dig down into the first list, which was choices and decisions parents must agree on. Okay. The operative word here is must. Look, there are a lot of things, many, many things that I recommend you to agree on. And it would be great if you agreed on everything, but that is highly unlikely because, first of all, you live in 2 different homes. Second of all, you probably have personality differences, which is why you're divorced anyway. But you really should, while I recommend you strive to agree on all of these things. There's a very finite list of things that you must agree on. Guiding principle for this list is things dealing with the law, things dealing with the rights of others, and thirdly, the rules and things concerning health and safety. It's always our highest priority to protect our children and keep them safe. So rules concerning health and safety, the law and the rights of others, those definitely go on the must-haves, must agree on list. Beyond that, then, there are some personal choices that some parents make. And some of these go on some parents' list and some don't. I'll give you an example. Religion for some people is extremely important. It's as important as the law. Maybe that's a cultural driven thing, or maybe that's just their belief system. Other parents think of that in a more flexible fashion. And within the same set of parents, there could be differences. So when there's that difference, that's when we have to work through reconciling and get their understanding of, hey, is this something that you covered in your parenting agreement, first of all? Because if you covered it in your parenting agreement, no matter whether it's a must agree on or should agree on, or maybe we don't need to agree on item, if you decided on a way forward and agreed to it in your parenting agreement, you need to comply with those terms. Otherwise, you could be found in contempt of court. Okay. But religion is one of those items that's maybe a gray area of whether it goes on a must agree list. Another one is health and safety. Now, for the purposes of this list, I'd like you to confine your definition of health and safety to things that are more of an immediate danger to a child's well-being. I'm not talking about chronic issues that come up, and I'm certainly not talking about the routine sort of cold that children might and definitely get. So we have some parents that think that you need to go to the doctor the minute that a child has a fever, and there's others that think you can wait and see how that plays out over the course of, say, 24 hours if it's not above a certain degree. That's a gray area, and the two of you need to reconcile that. If you can't come to an agreement there, and trust each other's judgment, and you don't have anything defined in your parenting agreement that specifies what will happen in that case, that's when you can reach out to a co-parenting coach to help facilitate you getting to an understanding on that item. Okay. So today's list really is dealing with those must agree ons. Now, here's where the rub is. Some parents will slot things in that list like bedtime or what the kids eat and drink. And look, here's the reality. While again, it would be nice for you to agree on all of those things, unless you've specified in your parenting agreement that you will do only these things and really laid out very detailed terms, you have no leverage for imposing your preferences of what foods a child eats or what time they go to bed in another adult home, in their other parent's home. And frankly, I want you to think about, would you want them doing that to you? So this is really where you need to gain some perspective and an understanding of what is in your realm of influence and what is beyond it, and start to come to terms with just the basic difference between intact families in one home and those that live in another situation where there are two homes, because that is, I guess, what we could say is the most unfortunate part of divorce. But for those of us that didn't do well cohabitating with a partner, maybe that's the most fortunate part of your divorce. It's all a matter of perspective. Next time, we're going to talk about choices and decisions parents do not need to agree on. Until then, I'm going to go change shirts and maybe my background. See ya.